What up, you guys? We are here for our weekly anchor message using the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle and the Mystical Moments Tarot. So from the Wild Unknown Archetypes, we've got the Storm, followed by the Pilgrim, followed by the Queen. I love this artwork. See the progression here of like this storm has all of this chaos and this like fragmented lightning and electricity and, you know, just disorganization, but lots of material there. The Pilgrim card is more fluid. It looks more like it's been filtered, and the colors, it's like more like potential, like the refuse has been taken out, and what has been filtered out, the heaviness, the negativity, the chaos, has been shaped and, you know, purified and formed, and it's coming into potential for the potential is coming into formation here. And then when we get to the Queen here, it's like everything is so much more organized and orderly and quantified and categorical even here. But do you see like the separation? There's actual form here, there's boundary, there's symmetry, there's shape, there's an image. Whereas in these more raw states, there's less image and more abstract formlessness. Okay, so underneath, where are we? Underneath the Storm, we had 7 of Swords. Underneath Pilgrim, we've got 8 of Swords. And with the Queen, we have 7 of Pentacles. All right, so my initial, like the message all just came like together as a whole. And so the storm that we've been living in and the storms of our life, we are seeing are a result of lies that we've told ourselves, whether that be as like sort of a more surface level defense mechanism, or whether they were like deeply ingrained unconscious patterns and beliefs and perceptions. Maybe they were subconscious defense mechanisms or inner conflicting desires that we were unaware of. But now, like we see though that by buying into those beliefs and those illusions, that they have robbed us of our full potential. They've kept us in a state of chaos, unshapen, unformed. See these eggs? It's like this character here is like, I'm protecting my eggs and I'm hoarding them. And it's sort of like when Jesus talked about like you wouldn't light your candle to hide it under a bushel basket, you would hang it from the lamp post for the light to light the path, right? So when we hoard our talents and we don't bring those out and use those to help humanity, it's like we're stealing our gifts from mankind. When we come here as souls, we have a two-sided assignment. We correct our tikkun, which is like our karma. It's the parts of our soul that are out of balance or weak, or parts of our personality that we need to be more evolved in and come to a Christ consciousness with, right? Less self-serving and more self-sacrificing, more in service to the liberation of the hearts and minds of others, rather than always wondering, you know, what's coming for us, right? So, you know, we correct the tikkun, we work off our negativity, we purify our negativity, we change that part of ourselves, like we die to the ego self. But that's only half of it. The other half is that we bring our talents and our special gifts and all those experiences that negativity took us through, and it becomes our life's opus, our life's great work. And so that it becomes our gift that we share with others, and that we help channel more of the light through. We take our darkness and we make it into something beautiful, and we turn it into light and beauty and truth to share with others. And that's the spiritual alchemy. That's the process of creation. So from the storm, we are coming out of the storm. Like, the storm is passing. The worst of the darkness is over. And even though like we may still feel like we're in the midst of the storm now, don't bemoan it, because even though in the middle of the storm it feels really intense, it's also incredibly charged and electric and purifying and magical and miraculous. And the hand of God is in the lightning and the thunder and the static electricity and the water. There's so much we don't know about water, but we do know that it is a living organism with an intelligence and a memory, right? So water is, something that is brought up in the Bible over and over again as a tool for purification. So the storm has come through and has, purified some of this tikkun. And now on the other side of the storm, it's like, see how the light seems to be coming out. It's like this new day is behind her. It's like this new day is dawning, but she's still kind of like got this shadow aspect here, and she's turned her back so that she's not paying attention to the light. She's still focusing on, like hoarding the gifts or hiding them or protecting them or whatever it is. But what do we, like, when the storm passes, it's so peaceful and the air is so crisp and it's so clean, and you can still feel the electricity and you can still smell it. And it's this fresh, electric, charged, new energy. But it's so peaceful. It's so serene when that happens. It's funny too, because last night we had a pretty gnarly storm and it cut out my electricity, and I had to eat in the dark, but it was nice because I had a candlelight and I had a little lantern. Then I had a little scarf over it so it wasn't so glaring. And yeah, I listened to the storm and I listened to the wind, and we had tornado warnings, and I was fine. And we all talked about that. And I went to sleep, and then the power came right back on, and yeah, it was nice. But the storm, right as soon as the storm passed, it was just so quiet and so peaceful and so serene. So realizing all of these things, these things that have been holding us back, our self-defeating tendencies, maybe illusions or things that we just sort of got distracted with, or things that we're wasting our time and energy and resources and precious time on, is no longer a thing, because we're becoming awakened to these things after the storm. The storm has finally shook us awake and kind of cleansed us of this. And so now we're on the other side of it, and the storm is cleared and the storm has passed. And so because we've been seekers of the truth and devoted to transmuting this within us, we are coming to the other side of it, but we're seeing that we've been sort of devoted to a prison of our own making. So there's been something that we felt almost compelled, or something that was connected to us, probably like a soul contract or part of our tikkun that we had to go through that was so hard to shake. And we see now that this is the last little thing left that is blocking us from really living into that fullness of our potential. And so now it's all about this is really light energy here. Even though it is it's the lower octave of the opponent. So it's not as heavy as it has been. The cage is open. There's a way out. This is just an illusion. This is just self-indulgence, essentially, and focusing on the wrong things. So if you shift your focus to just a moment of feeling grateful about something and acknowledging it out loud, it's so powerful. The energy shifts so fast. Today, I was thinking about this, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I was looking around my kitchen. I was like, I love my coffee mug collection. They make me so happy. They are so cute. I love all the things that and I just started listing things that around the kitchen that I really loved and that made me feel love and joy. And listen to this, folks. I shit you not. I just decided to go out for my run. And I was gonna take a really long run. So that's a different path than if I take my moderate to quick run. And so I was trying to decide which way to go. And I had planned on taking the really long run, but something told me like to follow my bliss and go on the shorter, moderate length run. And was my reasoning. This is ridiculous. This is a testament to following your bliss. This was just after I declared my gratitude. I'm on a run. I'm let go. I'm not controlling or rigid. My plan was to go this way. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll follow my feelings. So my feelings were, well, there's always like, I always see these really hot men on the shorter to moderate route. Like, I mean, they look like sort of like if you had the fantasy of the fireman who might actually be like moonlight as like a male dancer. Like, this is like what they look like. They're so like, it's almost like makes me giggle. They're always alone and they're always doing something really useful around their property that they own. And I'm like, yes, this is a great route. Like one guy was weed eating and he had on like suspenders and no shirt. And like, I'm like, wow, this is great. I love this run. So I go on that run and I can't remember whether I saw any like hot men on that run this time. I think I saw one, but it was a different one. I was like, oh wow, new hottie clocked. But what I found where someone had put out these chairs on the side of the road. And it's so funny because me and my friends at work, we were just talking about like picking up things that have been discarded on the side of the road and like upcycling them. And I have been trying to manifest chairs for a minute because I want a little kit put together so that I can have a fold out table and chairs to have like mini readings at a pop-up thing, and have that be kind of like branded and look cute. And so I wanted some chairs, but I was like, I don't want to get fold out chairs and they are really expensive anyway. And I just was like, maybe something else will come along. And so I had to kind of release the idea for the moment. Well, lo and behold, like I'm jogging and there's like these two wooden worked carved chairs with cute little spindles on them. And they're basically like the classic sturdy wooden chair of the 80s and 90s. But if you like spray paint them gold, that would be really on brand for me. And they look eclectic and they're not matching. So it'd be kind of, it's very like Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter Tea Party kind of vibe, I think, with if I spray paint them gold. But I think that'd be really, really cute. But I manifested them and they were free and it was so great. And listen to this other, so I, instead of like cutting my run short, I was like, you know what? Naming and claiming. I trust that the creator has put those chairs aside specifically for me. This is why I went on this path. And so I continued my run. I took the long route. And when I was on the way back, there were these guys who'd pulled over and they were like looking through the stuff and everything else was garbage. Like, I don't know how they stopped, kind of like perused. These literally the two chairs were the only like items of worth or value. And they looked and I was just like looking at them and I'm like thinking like, no, these are my chairs. And I just like, oh, just don't pay attention. And it was almost like the chairs were invisible and they left. I was like, yes. So I got home, I got the car, I went, grabbed my chairs. So yay, thank Jesus. So I got my chairs and then I went on a walk and I found a feather, like a really, really kind of cool, rare, large kind of feather for one of my favorite birds. So that was cool. So little signs, synchronicities, and positive things from the universe, like just from having said, you know what, I really am grateful for my coffee mugs and feeling that. And it was believable, and I wasn't attached to any of the thought. It just felt good. And I was declaring it out loud. And so by just showing a little bit of appreciation, even to something stupid, that generated two chairs that had I bought them, like, they might have costed like, it might have been like a $200 or $300 investment. Like, I think that these fold out chairs are like sometimes like $90, $100 a piece. Sometimes I think they're just like, what? Why do they cost so much? Yeah. So yes. So the prison of your own making, it's like, get out of this. Put your focus on what you're grateful for. Put your focus on things that feel good and follow your bliss and be devoted to cultivating your consciousness. Because what we're creating right now, the state of our consciousness is the seed level through which we create, right? And we don't want to be creating with reactivity in the storm, reacting to the storm, because then you have chaos in what you're making. And so the things that you create in that state have elements of chaos in them. But if you can get to a point of serenity where you can overcome your fear, lack, and doubt, and see all of these things that have been holding you back and keeping you in this prison. And the prison of your making is something that you believe would have kept you safe. That's the irony. The irony is that the subconscious created a defense mechanism that kept you in a golden cage that you believed was offering you safety and security, and it was like preventing you from taking a risk. But the irony is that the greatest risk and a guaranteed risk of losing out is staying in this cage and not risking what seems like what is like a leap of faith that you have to take, or maybe it seems like a stretch, but it's whatever it is that you know is coming up right now. It may be a few things. It may be general, like it might cover quite a lot, but you're seeing how you can level up in your life, and it's like you're ready to go for it because you're feeling different, your perspective is shifting, and you're really like, you're outgrowing this cage, these bars, this confinement. Your wings are ready to spread. You're ready to fly. Your colors are coming in and your chaos is like dissipating. So it's really time to like look up to all the potential right now and get really grateful and really excited about it, and devote yourself continuing to that. Now, no matter what circumstances appear right now, it may feel stormy, it may feel chaotic, it may feel unshapen, but like your kingdom is about to fill up. Things are crowning you, okay? Your queenship is crowning you right now. So even though you're like 7 of Pentacles, feeling a little bit angsty, feeling a little bit impatient, like, okay, I've got a little bit of fruit, but I feel like I've grown one fruit tree and I've got this apple, and now like I'm waiting for my orchard to bloom and to bring me fruitfulness and success and fulfillment. And so it's like the ask of the universe right now, the warning is don't fall into angst and be disgruntled and resist where you're at, because what you resist persists. And so in order to continue to build momentum to move forward, we have to really embrace, like radically accept and embrace this moment where we're at right now. Be patient. As this fruit matures, we can take this time to prepare and reflect and plan for how we are going to harness and navigate and direct the success when it comes. When success happens, it's not enough for success to happen. You have to actually catch it like lightning in a bottle, and you have to have a plan of action with it to make that success grow into something else. Right? If you just eat the apple, then that's it. You grew you bought an apple. But if you plant the seeds from the apple, then you can grow an orchard, right? So think about that. What are you preparing for? How are you going to grow your life? What are the steps that you're going to take to start like creating the reality that you can envision for yourself when you're in that highest state of self, when you've received the fulfillment of your manifestation? Because we talked about this, I think yesterday, you can receive your manifestation, but you can still feel disgruntled and unsettled inside. And so it's even worse, because you're like, oh my gosh, this outer validation didn't do anything, right? You're like, this was nothing. This was just an empty vessel. So the key is like the light is the most important thing, right? So you learn how to generate that state of light, that state of fulfillment, that belief in the creator, that connection with the creator feeds that and sustains that. And you know that really all of these things, they're just sleeves. And so you put less emphasis and attachment on them because you know that they can be traded in and out, like Mr. Potato Head, right? Like these elements of our lives, things come and go, things change. But the creator knows exactly what we need to bring us into our highest state of fulfillment for our highest good. It's not always the easiest thing. It's not always the thing, that we think we want, or the easy route to get there. But it's the state that's going to bring us into our fullest, strongest, greater selves, right? Our higher selves. So abundance and order and like justice and balance are crowning us now. So continue to tend to our orchard, continue to tend to your garden, continue to tend to yourself. Embrace this moment, because we don't always have these moments where we have to sit and prepare or enjoy. Some seasons of our life are extremely busy. And when they become full of new components and success, that, shifts our allocation of time. So be with this moment while you're in it. Don't bemoan quiet. Don't bemoan a chance to be with yourself and get to know yourself better and invest in your life and continue to strengthen the world that you're building, so that when the new aspects are coming in, you're not shaken off of your the foundations that keep you filled and sustained and balanced and grounded and stable. All right, you all. I think that is enough for today. We got out in a cool 20 minutes. I think that is pretty good. Maybe we're all learning how to be more concise here. And when I say we, I mean me. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow for our Oracle manifestation message. And in the meantime, you can subscribe to this channel, y'all. I almost have 700 subscribers. I'm at 698, so that's really fun. I was hoping to get to 700 by the end of the holiday weekend. So two more tonight, you guys. Come on, get me to 700. Like this video, comment, share, go subscribe to or follow me on Instagram at Liz_Taylor_Magick. And yeah, you'll be able to see the posts where I write the things that we talk about in these videos. I write them out and I post them there on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I'm more active in like stories, and I have daily reels there. But the reels are shortened versions from my TikTok shorts. So also go follow me on TikTok at Liz_Taylor_Magick, and you can get the full length videos from my daily draws, my daily reads. Ciao, shalom.